Hello, fifth graders. Miss Ellis here. Again, it is Unit 2, Week 1, Lesson 3. Today we're going to be working with this week's comprehension skill, problem and solution. Problem and solution is one way of structuring a text. Let's just begin by talking about and defining problem and solution. When an author uses a problem and solution text structure, the author presents a problem and then tells the solution or the steps taken to solve the problem. Signal words and phrases such as consequently, as a result, therefore, and so can help you identify the solution. Understanding the problem and solution can help you understand and remember main points of a text. Let's take a look at an example here. I'm going to be working with a graphic organizer. I'll read the passage, and as I'm reading, please listen carefully to see if you hear any of the signal phrases or words that identify solution and therefore help us identify a problem. All right. Jefferson knew he had to convince many colonists of the need for independence. As a result, he combined a variety of ideas to make his case. Individuals, he explained, had certain rights. These included life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Governments were created to protect those rights. Instead, King George had taken away colonists' rights and freedoms. Therefore, the colonies had to be separate from Britain. All right, I do recall hearing one of our signal words or phrases. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the text and take a closer look. Jefferson knew he had to convince many colonists of the need for independence. So when I'm hearing here that this is a problem for him that he had to solve, he wanted to convince the colonists for a need for independence. So he had to come up with a way or a solution for how he was going to do that. So I'm going to check to make sure that I am accurately identifying the problem. Yes, it is highlighted, so I will place that in the problem column in our graphic organizer. Again, I know I heard a signal phrase as a result, and so I'm going to highlight that. And then following, as a result, it does state that he combined a variety of ideas to make his case. So again, Jefferson's solution for convincing the colonists the need for independence was to use a variety of ideas to convince them or state his case. So again, here's an example of problem solution and the use of a signal phrase as a result. All right, let's take a look at one more example here. Sometimes it's more difficult to identify problem and solution, but let's take a closer look. First off, I just want to start by saying the word representatives is highlighted. This is, of course, one of this week's vocabulary words in our shared read text. All right, I'll go ahead and read. To most colonists, the Stamp Act was unfair. The British have the right to choose representatives to speak for them in Parliament. The colonists had no such right. How could Parliament tax them if they had no voice in government? The colonists held a protest against the Stamp Act. Consequently, it was repealed or canceled. So first of all, let's just go back up here to the beginning. What I'm hearing as I read, as I'm thinking out loud, is there was a problem. The colonists did not like the Stamp Act. It was a problem for them. It was unfair. So I am going to underline that as our problem. And there were many reasons why they felt it was unfair, but let's see, what did they do about that problem? So, next paragraph, because that was a problem for them, the colonists held a protest against the Stamp Act. Right? So that is how, and as a result of them getting a little crazy here. As a result of them having the protest, consequently, or as a result, the Stamp Act was repealed or canceled. So again, there is another example of problem and solution. And you would go ahead and type in your problem here. And the solution was for them to have a protest and that Stamp Act was canceled. All right, so today, as you're reading, please apply the comprehension skill, problem and solution, to better understand your text. You have a great day, and I will see you soon.